Introduction. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. Mark Zuckerberg. Financial freedom is king. Sadly, despite wanting it, we don't get to discuss the importance of gaining financial freedom. Do you want to be successful, wealthy, and command influence? You are not alone if you've answered yes. Many people have dreams of achieving a lot and prospering in all areas of their lives, but they fail to see their dreams to fruition. What do you think is stopping them? What obstacles prevent them from reaching the pinnacle of their dreams since they are working so hard for it? The fact remains that there is a significant difference between those dreaming of being successful and those who put in the action to be successful. You may be thinking, what other action do I need? Am I not working hard enough? You may be working hard, but do you see any results? You must understand that success begins with having the right mindset. Without the right mindset, you will keep spinning your wheels, working so hard, stagnating, and making no progress. Whatever you become in life has a lot to do with your mind. Take a look at the attitudes and behavior of financially successful people and those constantly struggling to build wealth. What do you see? What's the difference between them? While there are many key differences between them, they share an interesting psychological trait, the self-serving bias. The self-serving bias is perceptual distortions of an individual to enable them to see themselves in a good light. You can easily notice this characteristic in an entitled person born into wealth and is blind enough to attribute their success to their skills and talent. This is also referred to as the silver spoon effect. The bias goes both ways. Many people who see the life of others can downplay the value of work ethic, talent, the mindset in success, and overestimate the value of luck. Also, they judge failure as character flaws as opposed to bad luck. What can you learn from this explanation? The fact is, while luck is a factor, it is out of everyone's control. Therefore, the important area we should focus on is the mindset. Having a millionaire mindset makes it likely for us to build any kind of wealth we want. Many successful people have revealed the secret behind their success to be their mindset. They recognize that having the right mindset is needed before doing the work. They always tell their success stories and how having the right mindset was a huge part. A-list Hollywood actor Denzel Washington explained that the right mindset skyrocketed his success. He was able to get over many problems that were holding his body and mind back from progressing with the help of a positive mindset he developed. He made it to the top when he started believing in himself and his craft. Leading Hollywood star Jim Carrey also revealed the benefit you stand to gain when you have the right mindset. Even before he became successful, he had always believed that he would attain success one day. So Jim had a positive mindset, imagined his success, and constantly believed in it. That got him to where he wanted to be. Oprah Winfrey is one of the wealthiest women in the world and has always been a great believer in having the right mindset. According to the successful talk show host, she wouldn't have accomplished all she has now without a positive mindset. Before these people became rich and successful, they endured many struggles and hardships. It might interest you to know that some of the famous names in the world didn't have a rosy start. Many slept in homeless shelters and didn't have a family to support and push them to where they are right now. Yet, their surprising grace-to-grace stories embodies how one can literally go from humble beginnings to becoming one of the most influential people in the world. To achieve the financial freedom you've dreamt of, you need to develop a millionaire mindset. If you've been paying attention to social media or following influencers, I am betting that you have heard someone mentioning the millionaire's mindset. This is a staple of the hustle culture. You may have casually mentioned having a millionaire's mindset, but have you stopped to think about what it really means? Do you think it is something you can learn on your own? A millionaire's mindset is not entirely about making millions. It's not about your total net worth, the amount of real estate you own, or the amount of money in your bank account. While the wealthy part contributes greatly, it doesn't border on wealth completely. Having a millionaire's mindset is about focusing on changing your entire life. This starts with your mindset. Achieving your set goals is no easy task. There are principles, habits, and mental models you should portray to help get you to where you want to be. If you want to be rich, you need to think like the rich. If you want to command power, you need to start acting like people in powerful positions. If you want to be like the well-known inventors, you need to follow in their footsteps. Without having their kind of mindset, you will remain stuck in your dreams. Once you can have a millionaire's mindset, you will see yourself start doing the things needed to create abundance and wealth in your life. Everyone has a financial set point that's like a thermostat. This is usually set to a certain temperature. When it's too hot, the air conditioner will come on, and the heater will come on when it gets too cold. The idea is to keep you within the degree of where you set the thermostat. This is exactly how your inner financial set point works. It keeps you in your financial comfort zone until you can reset your financial thermostat. Therefore, if you don't work on having a millionaire mindset by reprogramming your subconscious mind, you may get stuck with your subconscious negative attitude and money-limiting beliefs. Do you now have a clear image of what having a millionaire's mindset looks like? If you don't, let's look at the following metaphor. Imagine you have 50 sheep that have been harnessed in a way that 35 are pulling in you in one direction, and the other 15 are pulling in the other direction. The 15 sheep entails your conscious mind, your conscious intentions, and financial goals. The other 35 sheep are your unconscious mind, unconscious program attitude, and beliefs about money. Looking at this example, it is obvious that the 35 sheep will overcome the power of the 15 sheep every time. Sadly, this is the same thing happening in your mind. So you need to work hard and get the unconscious mind to support and pull in the same direction as your conscious mind to avoid staying stuck. So, are you ready to get committed to achieving the millionaire's mindset? Or do you want to keep talking about it and not act? To see results, you need to take the right actions toward achieving your dreams. Dreams will remain what it sounds like if you don't act. Action is the only thing that can help you get the kind of results you seek. This book is a collection of the top habits, principles, and mental models from successful entrepreneurs, investors, and great thinkers. They have worked for me, and I know you will see a tremendous difference in all areas of your life if you apply them. I remember wanting to experience different cultures and civilizations when I was young. I wanted to try out new foods, visit unique places, and enjoy freedom. However, not everything we wish for happens exactly how we want them. I was too young to travel without supervision from a guardian, and even if I was of age, I couldn't finance those trips. This was my first setback. I never gave up on my dreams. Instead, I started looking for alternatives, and eventually, I found something that could temporarily satisfy my mind: books. I discovered that even if I couldn't travel around the world at that moment, I could still learn about the world by reading books. So, I spent my teenage years reading and exploring different books telling stories of different people, civilizations, cultures, and ethnicities. I never gave up on my dreams of traveling the world. As a teenager, I developed a unique mindset. I never allowed my limitations to hold me down and will always pursue whatever I set my mind to ensure I succeed. After graduating from college, I had already accumulated enough knowledge and experience from the hundreds of books I read, so I could easily interact with people and manage them. So, I stepped into the business world and took up my first managerial role at a small restaurant in my old neighborhood. That was the beginning of many great things for me. Over the years, I have successfully managed several businesses and got myself involved in a few startup projects. Today I can combine my passions and dreams as a successful businessman, an author, and a travel writer, all with the help of the principles, habits, and mental models I have emulated from successful people. This book is a collection of the knowledge I've gained over the years. It will give you an insight into how successful people think about success, wealth, and money. Once you can learn their mindsets, you can start modeling them and implement them in your life to achieve financial success. The collection of principles, habits, and mental models is what you need to ensure you're on the right path to financial freedom. Achieving financial freedom is a dream for many. However, you may get stuck forever by not following the right formula to learn from, study, and model the right people. Having the millionaire mindset allows you to make the necessary changes in your life and accomplish your dreams. However, it means you need to refocus your mind and change how you see yourself, the world around you, and your finances. Continuously thinking about things the same way will give you the same results. It would be best to change yourself before changing what's around you. By the end of this book, and if you follow what you've learned, you should develop the millionaire mindset that will help you think about things independently and critically and start implementing effective strategies to achieve your financial goals. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Success requires effort and time to build up. The key is to think long term. Then, with a millionaire mindset in hand, you can navigate your way wisely to become successful. Part 1. 10 Principles. Chapter 1. Define your personal goals and purpose early. A goal is not always meant to be reached, it often serves simply as something to aim at. Bruce Lee. Several principles contribute to success, but first is your personal definition of goals. Many people work really hard but end up feeling frustrated when they don't see results. They've failed to sit down, search within themselves, and ask themselves, what do I really want? Defining your goals and purposes makes you solely responsible for the progress of your business. There is always an obvious difference between those that work with anyhow goals and those that work with defined goals. Take a look at some well-established entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. They became successful after following concrete paths which they had set for themselves. Like educator Lawrence J. Peters said, if you don't know where you are going, you will probably end up somewhere else. Do you know your destination? Where are you headed? If you fail to set defined goals for yourself, you will be frustrated when you achieve nothing at the end of the day. However, defining your goals goes beyond knowing what you want. It extends to knowing the steps to getting what you want, having the courage to follow those steps, and knowing the consequences involved. Successful people are known to have targets that they joyfully aim at. It is like an archery game. You either aim without focus and miss the target, or aim properly and hit the target. In Bill Gates's words, setting clear goals and finding measures to mark progress toward them can improve the human condition. There are steps in defining your personal goals and purpose. The first step is to paint the bigger picture of what you want to achieve. Look at your goals. Are they short-term or for a lifetime? Most successful investors bank on long-term investments. So should you. Considering what you want to accomplish on a long-term basis puts you in C0 control of all areas that you need to touch on making your decision. Try setting goals categorically. This will help in being specific in your answers. These categories can be considered. Emotion. What do you feel about your goals? Are you confused? Are you scared of failing? Education. What are the skills you should acquire before achieving your goals? Do you need to go for further schooling or take some courses? Do you need to work for someone? Finance. How much do you need to begin the pursuit of your goals? How much do you see as your return on investment, ROI? Habit. What do you do that is not in line with your goals? Do you need to cut off some habits? Leisure. Do you plan on having breaks even while pursuing your goals? How do you intend to do it? When you know your destination, you will not be swayed by whatever comes your way, and you will be inspired to work for your goals. Knowing your goals and purpose serves you with a dish of clear long-term vision and motivation toppings. It assists you in effectively channeling your skills, resources, and time towards making the best out of life. Also, it boosts your self-confidence by creating an awareness that you are capable. So, be specific about what you want and live in its awareness. You would not embark on a mission without a clear idea of your aim. Chapter 2. Have a vision. Success is about dedication. You may not be where you want to be or do what you want to do when you're on the journey. But you've got to be willing to have vision and foresight that leads you to an incredible end. Usher. Vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Your vision serves as the mental compass to guide you as you advance. It keeps you focused on your goal, helps you make the most out of opportunities, and deals with difficult situations that may arise. Vision entails being willing to take time to carefully analyze your goals and see yourself achieving them. According to business magnate Tom Steyer, clarity of vision is the key to achieving your objectives. Success is all about how clear your vision is. The clearer your vision, the higher your chances of being very successful. Your vision is like the blueprint of your goals. It's like a building plan. It shows you where you are headed, what you really want to achieve, and how to achieve it. According to the words of author Shiv Khera, have a vision. It is the ability to see the invisible. If you can see the invisible, you can achieve the impossible. This implies that having a vision also extends to seeing solutions right in front of the problems. However, you need to be filled with positivity to have this ability. A positive mindset will make you see a brighter future beyond your current situations. Even as you cultivate a positive mindset, you need to do some things to have a clear and success-oriented vision. They include choosing a vision that speaks about your strengths. It is possible to have a vision that does not correlate with your goals. This, in turn, will lead to failure and frustration. You cannot be tech-savvy and envisage a future in sports. It is not possible, except you have a career switch. Ensure that your vision is a reflection of what your aspirations are. See yourself in your vision, that is the real you. This will energize you to pursue that goal. Looking beyond the clouds. Most people find it difficult to see what they really want because they are short-sighted. They are intimidated by what they pass through and fail to see the greener side. Fear sets in when you allow possible challenges to scare you, making you see less than you should. Being a visionary does not mean you only have to see yourself at the top, making billions, having the best, and having influence. Your vision comes with analysis. You should see the potential obstacles and ways to overcome them. Having a personal vision statement. Your vision statement should come in handy if you are serious about having a clear vision. Having a mind map is not enough, as humans are susceptible to forgetting many things over time. Writing down your vision statement gives you a solid idea of what you are in for, what you should do, and how to accomplish your goals. That statement will serve as your organization's watchword in the long run. A vision statement is different from a mission statement because while the latter provides you with your purpose, the former sees that your purpose is accomplished. Bank Zero and the words of Jonathan Swift, who said, "Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others." Having a vision shows that you are serious about moving forward in achieving your goals. And it helps you to cast a glance at the future. You will become specific, interested, and time-conscious. Chapter 3. Build a team. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton. Satoshi Nakamoto, the unknown developer of Bitcoin, had an idea to create an electronic currency that would be useful globally. He wrote and published a white paper where he explained all he wanted to achieve. However, he could not achieve all his plans alone, he needed help. This was where the founding members of the Bitcoin community came into play. The work was divided among the team, and tasks were accomplished easily. Today, Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency globally, the power of a team. According to American industrialist Henry Ford, coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is a success. I believe that this has given you a slight idea about what building a team is all about. On your path to success, you will need to work with people that will add to your success. Today, many businesses have shut down not because of low patronage or some good luck, as you may want to call it, but because they lack good teams. A major factor that can determine whether you are likely to achieve your goals and sustain that achievement or not is your team. Your team is a group of like-minded individuals who understand your goals, see things from your point of view, and are ready to put in their best. The purpose of a team is to make an idea more developed, feasible, and sustainable in a way that is unlikely for a single individual to achieve. Just like American jurist Olivier Wendell Holmes said, many ideas grow better when transplanted into another mind than the one where they sprang up. A team reduces the risks of failure, ensures exchange, better understands ideas, and accomplishes tasks easily. However, there are both performing and non-performing teams. While some teams are highly productive, others will contribute to your failure. So, it is important that you build not just a team but a high-performing team. High-performing teams do not emerge out of anywhere. They exist because they pursue the same goals and have concrete identities as mates. Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple are very good examples of businesses with high-performing teams. The teammates work to achieve goals and keep the achievements alive, on a long-term basis. Here are some ways to build a performing and productive team. Remind yourself of your goals. Of course, you already have a goal before thinking of a team. But, even at that, remind yourself of the specific goals you want to achieve. This will give you a better idea of the type of team to build. Find the right people. You need to get yourself around people that will improve your idea. Study your potential teammates and decide whether they are the right people for the job. Also, working with the right people determines how far you will go with your goal pursuit. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Although finding the right set of people is important, having too many right individuals can be dangerous for your team. Problems like ego might set in, on the part of some teammates, and conflicts might arise, thereby dissolving the team. And then, you will be left to start all over when you should have gone far with fewer teammates. Enlighten your team. Take a look at your team. Are they aware of where they are going? Of course, your teammates may have accurate guesses. Still, it is up to you to invest your ideas into their subconscious. Let them know the goals, your plans for getting there, what they stand to gain or lose, and how you are going to know whether you are making progress or not. Have a simple plan. Try to narrow all your goals down to a simple plan or two. This will keep your team focused and at their optimum performance. Be a good team manager. Above all processes involved in building a team, you must have good management skills. Team management is not as easy as it seems. It involves working hard to hold the team together, motivating them, and keeping them focused. Chapter 4. Be accountable. Accountability is the measure of a leader's height. Jeffrey Benjamin. When it comes to pursuing a successful career, accountability is a must-have. You might have a team where tasks are spread out, but are you claiming responsibility for your actions? Does this mean that you are responsible for whatever the team is facing? Having the right answers will not only help you to become successful but also in sustaining your success. Accountability is the quality of being able to stand in for your actions or decisions. That is the quality of being responsible. When you assume responsibility, it shows that you are reliable, especially in front of your team. It presents you as self-aware about the real definition of goals, thereby building a unique personality for yourself. Within your team, being accountable prevents misunderstanding among members because you accept criticism, make amends for your errors, and perform better afterward. A little act of accountability can make you an example to others. As a business owner, investor, or great thinker, you should note that accountability starts with you. If you want to move ahead in pursuit of a successful career, you need to model out what you want to see in yourself, your team, and your future. Hence, you should give the team regular feedback on how far you are making progress regarding your goals. Being accountable should not be short-term, it should be a lifetime deal. This shows that you must be responsible for your actions as long as you aim for greater success. Not being responsible hinders your goals from being achieved, putting you on a journey in circles. Instead of moving on by accepting mistakes, you will end up making the same mistakes all over again. Understand that many goals are left unachieved because no one is accountable for them. Accountability extends to you taking responsibility for your team's actions. For instance, you have a team where your role is to perform the function of the Chief Executive Officer, CEO. You are responsible for generally overseeing your team's activities and well-being. You are also tasked with delivering ideas that the team can employ in achieving your goals. However, if you fail to do any of these, you are expected to accept whatever comes from your negligence of duties. Also, you might need to be accountable for any shortcomings in your team. That is what makes a great leader. It is important to understand the consequences of actions. This will help you to assume responsibility when the need arises. When you are accountable, your goal pursuit continues smoothly. Furthermore, it makes you learn from your mistakes and constructive criticisms. When talking about accountability, there are two modes you should consider. Spectator mode. Not accepting responsibility puts you in spectator mode. It makes you inactive, unproductive, and unlikely to succeed. It leaves you in a state where you practice the art of "it is not my fault" or "things were going to fail after all." Here, you do not feel that the burden of being successful is on you, even if you have a team. And things can go really bad. Problem-solving mode. Here, you feel responsible for your actions. No matter the situation, especially bad situations, you are always ready to know your mistakes, accept criticisms, and forge ahead on your path to success. Most successful individuals and their teams regularly practice accountability. We can evidently see how they solve most of the world's problems. Most people believe they should not be accountable because they think they are not in control of the consequences of their actions. They feel they should escape the talks that will follow or the criticism. But the truth is that accountability determines how far you control your goals. Chapter 5. Prioritize. As all entrepreneurs know, you live and die by your ability to prioritize. You must focus on the most important, mission-critical tasks each day and night, and then share, delegate, delay or skip the rest. Jessica Jackley. To prioritize means determining which task comes first among others, based on their level of importance. Prioritizing is a skill that every investor, great thinker, or successful entrepreneur has mastered. In one way or the other, they have attended to some tasks at the expense of others, although all tasks, combined, are designed to achieve the same goal. This is because they understand and see that some tasks are better left undone while others are better not. Prioritizing helps you achieve your goals by first dealing with the most profitable ones. You will accomplish more by giving your attention to the tasks with the highest level of urgency, importance, impact, and closest deadlines. If you do not carefully select your priorities, it will be difficult for you to accomplish tasks easily. Also, you will become worried, especially when you start to mix up tasks. Procrastination might set in because you will have problems attending to important tasks, thereby shifting the time to get jobs done later. And you might end up not doing anything productive. Setting priorities has been described in different terms. In economics and business situations, a scale of preference is mostly used. It serves as a list of tasks in which they are arranged in decreasing order of importance. In typical situations, a to-do list is commonly used. This helps you properly oversee your tasks, focus on the most important ones, and save time. There are different things you could prioritize about your goals. For the famous, award-winning NBA player LeBron James, his priority is enough rest. If he doesn't have at least 8 hours of sleep, he will sneak out of training for a nap. That has helped him to become a high-performing player, the best of this kind, at that. What about Elon Musk, the current world's richest man? He works to remain at the top of his business by breaking his tasks into 5-minute tasks. This helps him attend to tasks faster and more effectively. He is setting priorities. While it is important to set priorities, how do you set priorities? How do you know which task to face squarely or let go of? Warren Buffett is well known for his ways of prioritizing. It is usually called the 5-25 method. Here is the breakdown. What do you want? Itemize 25 goals. Here, you should sit down and think deeply about what you really want. Do you know what you want for your goals? List out the top 25 things that align with your goals. This way, you are a step ahead. Shortlist the top 5. This can be the hardest part of your decision-making when prioritizing. I am sure that all of your 25 tasks are hugely important, but trust me, 5 things surpass all other things on your list. You do not need to rush into things. Take your time to talk to yourself, and ask yourself, which 5 things give me a different sensation from the others? Which tasks will give me the most zeal? Or which tasks will make me proud the most when I accomplish them? Having the answer to these questions will help you select your top 5 tasks. Plan with the top 5. Here, you need to answer the when and how questions. When are you planning to start working on your top 5? Is it immediately? Tomorrow? Next year? Or when you have money? How are you going to address these tasks? By getting more hands on deck? By taking loans? By learning a skill? You need to have answers to these questions. Your answers will help you know exactly how you feel about your tasks and the right planning to put in place. But of course, you will not postpone your priority to a later date. Stick with your priorities. Although the remaining 20 plans are important and you want to accomplish them, according to Warren, they are your avoid-at-all-cost plans. They should not get any consideration unless you are done with achieving your top 5. This is to avoid unnecessary distractions that may slow you down or derail you from your path to success. Be aware of your avoid-at-all-cost goals. Bring yourself to awareness of those tasks that you need to avoid. They can be very tempting, but trust me, they will distract you from achieving your main goals. Chapter 6. Have mentors. A mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you see in yourself and helps bring it out of you. Bob Proctor. Sometimes, being a successful entrepreneur can be challenging. Yes, really challenging. Success doesn't come on a smooth ride. There are stages you will get to that will wear you out. Some stages can be bypassed while others cannot. Some decisions you want to take have been proven to be ineffective in achieving your exact type of goals. But how will you know all these things? Through a mentor. A mentor influences, guides, and directs a less experienced individual, the mentee, to ensure the individual's personal and professional progress. A mentor takes time to know you more and what you are up to. This way, they can give the best advice and proffer the best solutions based on your needs. Being a mentee allows you to gain practical answers and solutions to your problems, clarifications to your doubts, and encouragement to your efforts. You will get tailored directions and perspectives that you might have never imagined. Your mentor's personalized views about your career or investment will give you room for growth, development, and sustainability. With a mentor, you will learn from the lives of others, their experiences, mistakes, actions, what it cost them, and their success stories. Networking is very important as an entrepreneur or an investor. Your mentor can help you secure profitable connections that will be of great help to you. Since they have gained appreciable experience in your field, you stand a chance to gain contacts that you might not gain for years on your own. Like J. Loren Norris said, if you cannot see where you are going, ask someone who has been there before. Having a mentor allows you to gain insight into your desired career path. You will be enlightened on what to expect and what not to. It will empower you to be more careful in decision-making and inspire you to take risks when necessary. Through mentorship, you might even know the consequences of some actions before you take them. Also, you will realize that your self-doubt has been subdued, and you are now more confident than when you had no mentor. Furthermore, your personal life will be positively affected. A mentor will always know your strengths and weaknesses. They will endeavor to help you build on those strengths and improve on those weaknesses. Not only that, but you will also receive tasks regularly from your mentor. These tasks will help improve your investing, thinking, and entrepreneurial skills. Hence, personal development is achieved. Your mentor will ensure that you receive feedback on every task given to know how far you progress. Lastly, you need to be careful when choosing a mentor. No one can give you what they do not possess. That should tell you that your mentor should not just be someone with a higher experience level than you, but someone who has achieved what you want. You can seek mentorship from a younger person who has achieved what you aspire to achieve. Seeking mentorship is learning to emulate someone else's achievement. Even though Bill Gates is ranked higher than Warren Buffett on the top 10 list of the wealthiest people in the world, Bill still meets Warren for business advice. This is because Warren, a highly experienced business giant, has value to offer. He mentored Bill, and today, Bill has outmatched his mentor. That is how far mentorship can take you. Chapter 7. Focus on strengths rather than fixing weaknesses. Don't push your weaknesses, play with your strengths. Jennifer Lopez. Many investors fail to succeed not because of their weaknesses but because they try to spend valuable time fixing them. Although their motive is to fix their weaknesses to boost their chances of success, it is not really advisable. As an entrepreneur, you should not see weaknesses as a priority. Instead, focus on strengths and see weaknesses as the less important items on your list. When you focus on your strengths, you build more on your abilities. You can carry out tasks easily because you feel alive in those tasks. And as such, you move faster towards your goal than when you focus on fixing your weaknesses. Focusing on your strengths gives you courage. The courage to think deeply, plan, make moves, fail, find solutions, and achieve goals. According to Walt Disney, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Working with your strengths allows you to work with confidence. You feel empowered to do what you do best. In the words of Earl Nightingale, all you need is the plan, the roadmap, and the courage to press on to your destination. In football, there are different skills. There is the dribbling, ball control, tackling, passing, crossing, shooting, and goalkeeping, to mention a few. Although it is okay to cut away from opponents, make precise passes, clean crosses, accurate shots, and excellent goalkeeping, it is more advisable for players to focus more on the skills at hand. Good coaches are aware of this fact, and they assign different roles to different players based on their strengths. That is why you can never find Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi taking on the goalkeeping roles for their teams. You tend to use your time more effectively when you bank on your stronger features. You have the energy to do work, consult other investors, build teams, take breaks, and set realistic goals. As such, you become more productive. The fact that no one can be perfect shows that focusing on your weaknesses can make you lose valuable time. It is good to improve your weaknesses, but you should not leave out your strengths to become an expert in managing weaknesses. Otherwise, you may lose valuable time and not improve that weakness. You can focus on your strengths if you look within yourself and be aware of your strengths. You should take your time to search within yourself. What are those things that you do best? What is that thing that you feel motivated when you start doing? Like Meryl Streep said, what makes you different or weird? That's your strength. Be aware of yourself. There are several ways you can identify your strengths. You can take physical classes and online classes. While you can seek mentorship or research people you feel are important for you to know your strengths, most importantly, understand yourself. Gain inspiration from others. Moving with the right circle of people can help you focus on your strengths. The world is constantly evolving, and new perspectives surface every day. That is why you should move with the right circle of people. They can help you identify your strengths, motivate you to work with them, and even challenge you to accomplish greater goals. However, do not compare yourself with them. Work with others. This is one of the best ways to focus on your strengths. When you have a team where every member's weakness is the other's strength, you tend to be more productive. Chapter 8. Don't stop believing, learning, and growing as a person. Continuous learning is the minimum requirement for success in any field. Brian Tracy. Even as you seek a successful career as an entrepreneur or investor, you should ensure that you are not left behind. The entrepreneurial world is constantly evolving, and you do not want to be caught off guard. You will eventually lag if you are not continuously learning, growing, and developing yourself. Hence, you need to keep learning. Continuous learning is essential to entrepreneurship. You can achieve it by regularly exchanging ideas with people, consulting experienced individuals, and studying the lives of your role models. As you journey to become successful, your ride will not be as smooth as you want to envisage. At some point, you will face barriers to your success. You may even feel inferior when you compare yourself with others. Nevertheless, continue believing in yourself. Your present situation should not determine your zeal to achieve. Some entrepreneurs don't see the need to gain more knowledge. Some even say that top entrepreneurs like Steve Jobs dropped out of college before he started Apple Inc. Hence, they feel that they do not need to go to school or seek more knowledge to achieve their goals, which is a wrong belief. I am not saying that going to a college will determine how successful you will be as an entrepreneur. Most would-be entrepreneurs hold some beliefs too extreme that they decide to stop continuous learning that would have helped their success. As an investor, you should see learning as a viable investment. Yes, you are investing in yourself, and that, of course, is a great investment. Roy T. Bennett said, "There is no more profitable investment than investing in yourself. It is the best investment you can make, you can never go wrong with it. It is the true way to improve yourself to be the best version of you and lets you best serve those around you. What you gain from learning lives with you forever." Continuous learning attracts personal improvement. Whether it is a vocational skill, academic course, or developing a new hobby, learning takes you beyond your boundaries and ensures self-development. Also, you become more confident through learning. Continuous learning builds self-awareness. Self-awareness builds belief. Your belief builds your confidence, and your confidence helps you face aspects of your career or life where you need to succeed. However, 3 key factors can contribute to your continuous learning and growth. The first is mistakes. Making mistakes helps you to be self-aware. You are aware of your actions and what they cost you. Then, you become a better person by learning from them. Take your time to reflect on your mistakes and retrace your steps. This will help you learn new ideas, methods, and ways to avoid potential errors. According to Steve Jobs, sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly, and get on with improving your other innovations. Next is setbacks. Failure to achieve something can indeed weigh you down. But do you know that you can learn from your failures? Setbacks are useful to learning because they show you what you are not doing right or enough. They let you go over some decisions again and see if they are really good decisions. Lastly, learn from others. People are vital tools that can impact you in so many ways. They can motivate you, teach you new methods of getting things done, or combine their efforts with yours. People you can learn from, including your mentors, top professionals in your field, colleagues, teammates, etc. Chapter 9. Never give up. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Albert Einstein. During the 1870s in New Jersey, Thomas Alva Edison, which we now know as a great inventor, was in his workshop burning the midnight oil because he wanted to create the light bulb. After several failed experiments, it seems like he could never get it right. In fact, the failures he recorded soon became the talk of the town, and it was rumored that he failed for the 500th time. When a journalist interviewed Edison and asked him, "Mr. Edison, how does it feel to have failed 500 times? Why don't you just give up?" Edison replied, No, young lady. I haven't failed 500 times. I have just discovered 500 ways it won't work. I am so much closer now to finding a way that will work." Obviously, Edison's perseverance paid off, and in 1879, he finally invented the filament light bulb. This was an invention that has forever changed the world. After Edison's death, his successes speak highly of him. The man who had failed 500 times, founded the iconic General Electric Company, and had 1,024 patents. Edison's story has obviously taught us that success requires you to learn how to embrace failure without fear. You don't need to be scared of failure and prefer to give up. There are many valuable lessons failure holds if you are willing to learn. According to the founder-chairman of IBM, Thomas J. Watson, if you want to succeed, double your rate of failure. You don't need to play the blame game or dwell on your failures. Believe in your abilities, and when you fail, refocus on your goals. Keep going. Like Edison's story, everyone has their bad times in life. Sometimes, you will feel down and defeated by the obstacles preventing you from achieving your goals. Even if things don't go the way you had expected, never stop pushing. You need to be strong and never give up. Here are a few reasons why you should never give up. Failure is important. It's almost impossible to reach the point of success without tasting failure, no matter how small it is. Your failure exists to teach you valuable life lessons. You won't always get it right, and getting it right doesn't mean you will succeed eventually. You just need to keep doing what you do, and the lines will eventually align in your favor. Giving up wastes your time. Time wasted can never be bought back. So, why put so much energy into something and eventually give up because you feel the road to success is too long? I can't overstress the importance of your time. Regardless of how the world, life, and your existence start or end, you are still living in the middle of it. Giving up will only devalue your time. You're almost there, champ. At this point, you've reached your point of no return. This means you've come too far to turn back because you feel it's the easier option. You need to move forward and realize that whatever you do and wherever you at, you can't turn back the hands of time. So, the little time you have shouldn't be wasted. The never give up attitude is an important quality everyone needs to possess. Successful people are goal-getters who will never give up on turning their dreams into reality. Many businesses fail because the owner of the business quit too soon. If you persist, you will eventually succeed. If you fail, research, inquire and try again. Go in the direction of your dream and adopt the type of Edison's mindset. If you never lose sight of your goals, there will be light sooner or later. Chapter 10. Find the right opportunity and not mirages. Someone sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett. In a world where everyone is striving for success, only a few will do the right thing by grabbing any opportunity that comes their way. Only a few achieve the success they seek because they are always ready for any challenges that may come their way. When an opportunity knocks on the door, even on the most difficult days, people with a millionaire's mindset are always ready to welcome the opportunity, do their best, and take full advantage of it. Starbucks founder Howard Schultz didn't live a rosy life in his early days. His parents didn't have much money, so he saw himself through college with money earned from part-time jobs and government loans. Despite the obstacles, he ensured he broke free by being the first person to go to college in his family. While working for a coffee company, Schultz knew the Starbucks brand. He created an opportunity for himself by visiting a branch of Starbucks company in Seattle. Schultz joined the company as a marketing director. He left Starbucks in 1985 to start his own coffee house, and he was able to raise the $500,000 needed to open his first store. The original management of Starbucks decided to sell its retail unit to Schultz, and that was how the Starbucks we know today came to life. Today, Schultz is worth over $2.9 billion. The principle of finding the right opportunities that he applied has led him to develop a philosophical approach to life. Many people will never see the abundance that lies in an opportunity in front of them because they are too busy giving excuses on why things aren't working for them. If you are one of those, you need to seek opportunities to improve yourself every day. The more you seek improvement, the more you find improvement. As you continue to improve, your life will take a new turn that you will be proud of. The principle of finding opportunities instead of mirage doesn't mean you must always wait for the right opportunity. It means you need to find and create opportunities for yourself, and when it eventually comes, you capitalize on them. As someone who wants to build financial freedom, you need to have a business model that will create opportunities. The following are tips to help you in this journey. Find opportunities. The only way to see an opportunity is if you are looking for one. I know this may sound ordinary to you, but the truth is, many people have given up on looking for opportunities, and I am hoping you didn't join the bandwagon. The opportunity you need may literally be in front of you, but you are too blind to see it. So, look carefully. Read and research. Knowledge is power. How can you find opportunities without being knowledgeable? Perhaps, that thing you want so bad isn't yours yet because you are just a piece of knowledge away from it. The right knowledge may be the only thing separating you from massive wealth. Like you, I've experienced the pitfalls and delays keeping people in the middle class. However, I pushed beyond them to get to where I am today. I can tell you that you need to obtain more knowledge to succeed. Go for what you want. You need to leave your comfort zone if you want to succeed. Playing it safe won't cut it, it will not work. A great opportunity may be lying across the country or out of your state. Maybe the new opportunity requires that you step up your game, build your network and make new connections. Whatever it requires, do it. People with a millionaire's mindset always take advantage of their opportunities. They are steadily looking for new opportunities to learn, grow, and upgrade their lives to the next level. Part 2. 10 Habits. Chapter 11. Create success routines. Your future is found in your daily routine. Successful people do daily what others do occasionally. Paula White. I wake up quite early in the morning. I start my day by running on the treadmill. You know, morning exercise can help your brain to remain aligned with your plans for the day. Then, I split my day into 5-minute segments. That time structure shields me from distractions and time wastage. I attend to some house chores, especially the dishes. I love breakfast, but I skip it a lot. Also, I make sure I learn for at least an hour a day. That expands my knowledge, introduces me to new ideas, and helps me view other people's perspectives about life. I go to work, build new networks, expand existing ones, and do some serious work. I evaluate my day to ensure that I gain and not lose by the end of the day. Lastly, I get some good hours of sleep. You might be wowed at that little summary of what a typical day should look like. Well, it is not mine but that of Bill Gates. So, I am asking you, how do you spend your day? Do you imbibe the good habit culture or the bad? I understand that good habits are particularly hard to master. But they are what you need to move closer to your goals. To make that easy, you should create success routines. They will help you cut off bad habits and develop good habits to make your life better and more productive. Brian Tracy said, "Successful people are simply those with successful habits." Some of the world's most successful investors depend largely on their daily routines to make sure that they sail smoothly towards greater success. If you are in doubt about how to create a success routine for yourself, here are some tips that might interest you. Set a regular routine. Just like Bill Gates, who starts off his day by running on the treadmill, you should make something an indicator that your day has started. Make it a ritual. It could be a prayer, singing a particular song, or doing a sport. Author of The Creative Habit, Twyla Tharp, argued that having a daily ritual helps you be more accountable and creative. Meditate. Meditation brings out the best in you. How? Constant meditation eliminates self-doubt, nervousness, stress, and distractions. It keeps you focused, aware, and confident as you do your daily work. Exercise. Exercise helps promote mental awareness, concentration, and productivity. Regular exercise gives you a feeling of accomplishment even before starting work. Former United States President Barack Obama lifted weights and did some cardio exercises before resuming at the Oval Office during his time there. Practice gratitude. Whether it is a prayer of appreciation or saying thank you to people, building a spirit that appreciates helps you become more productive. It helps you by making you feel free, and when you are free, you feel no pressure in following your daily plans. In the words of Oprah Winfrey, wealth is not measured by the dollars and cents, but by the love we make, the laughter we enjoy, the meals we share, the dreams we experience, and the hopes we create. Have a healthy sleep and eating pattern. Early to bed, early to rise. Do not join the forces that wake up very late, eat random breakfast, dress quickly, and zoom off to pursue their goals. No. Instead, sleep early so you can wake up early. It will make you energized and ready for the day. Also, eat real breakfasts. Do not be an anything goes type of person. Both sleep and good food are very helpful in kickstarting your day. Also, stay hydrated. Be a good reader and writer. Research has shown that people who read have calm minds, an important factor in staying focused. That is why John Maxwell said that readers are leaders. Writing, on its own, helps in improving your performance, expanding your scope of ideas, and boosting self-confidence. Try to build a success routine today. It might not be easy, but it works. Chapter 12. Rest is important. Rest when you're weary. Refresh and renew yourself, your body, your mind, your spirit. Then get back to work. Ralph Marston. This is unarguably the most valuable and underestimated habit. Sleep impacts your overall health, including how you look, how you feel, how you think, and how you make decisions. As you already know, many successful entrepreneurs, inventors, and great thinkers sleep less than the recommended 8 hours of sleep daily. Richard Branson, Elon Musk, and Tim Armstrong are popular for having 6 hours of sleep at night. While Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, and Jack Dorsey get 7 hours of sleep at night. But before you start thinking of setting your alarm clock several hours earlier and depriving yourself of good sleep, you should know that sleep deprivation isn't a myth that is made up to make you stay in bed longer. Sleep deprivation can affect your mental and physical performance. Many entrepreneurs think skipping sleep is a heroic path to success. However, studies revealed deficits in exhausted entrepreneurs, showing that even the most dedicated inventors can still serve their fledgling venture when they rest. According to the Centers for Disease Control, CDC, over 1/3 of professionals aren't getting the recommended 7 hours of sleep daily. As a result, they are starting to experience health issues such as high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, stroke, heart disease, and mental distress. Research shows that the average adult should have 7 hours of sleep daily. It won't harm you if you skip the normal routine for a night or two. However, skipping sleep can eventually affect your health and productivity when it becomes recurrent. For some successful entrepreneurs, the physical health effects of sleep deprivation may seem temporary, and they would rather risk those few hours staying up. They feel they can get all the rest they need when their company is successful. The truth is, they may never get to that point. According to a data trove from Harvard Medical School's Division of Sleep Medicine, it was revealed that sleep deprivation could cause severe negative effects on an individual's cognitive abilities, including working memory, concentration, logical reasoning, mathematical capacity, judgment, and perception. Getting the right amount of rest and sleep will make you feel relaxed, recharged, and ready to get more things done. It will also help you make better business decisions. Successful people understand the importance of taking time for themselves and spending time with family and friends. They take vacations and have interests and hobbies outside their work. They need time for contemplation, where they can see their business through a different lens. They stay curious by being interested in what is going on in the world. They never stop learning. Skipping sleep often can drive you and your business into the ground. You can avoid that by resting when you should. Chapter 13. Effectively manage your time money. Too many people spend money they earn to buy things they don't want, to impress people that they don't like. Will Rogers. When you effectively use your time and money, you get to accomplish a lot in a shorter time. You save a significant amount of money while you have enough to care for your needs. When you think of business tycoons and other successful people, what usually comes to mind is a lavish lifestyle with luxury vacations and private jets. Well, it's not surprising when you hear news of stars facing bankruptcy after blowing through their accumulated fortune. However, successful people with a millionaire's mindset find a way to maintain balance because they make good use of their money and time. Hollywood star actress Jennifer Lawrence, who earned big bucks starring in the blockbuster The Hunger Games and its sequel, never spent her money ridiculously. She lived in the same 3-bedroom apartment she moved in when she first got to Los Angeles and bought a $39,000 Chevy Volt. In fact, to cut costs, she would rather park her car herself than pay a valet to do it. She was rich enough to throw money around doesn't mean she shouldn't spend wisely. Your money and time have a curious power. If not used well, you may wonder where it all went. Managing your money can help you achieve financial security. While many people think financial security comes from earning a high amount, it comes from how effectively you manage your money. This means you spend wisely, are debt-free, and constantly planning for tomorrow. When you manage your time effectively, you can prioritize and focus on important things. Whether investing in the new idea you've got or spending time with family, you will eventually become happier, and other areas of your life will improve. Since you now know that managing your money and time comes with benefits, it's time to discuss the steps to take to help you improve your money and time management. Create a budget. To start, you need to figure out how much you have, your income, and what's left after your expenses. Keep a log to record these. Then focus on reducing unnecessary expenses as much as possible. The richest folks don't waste their money despite having so much at their disposal. For example, billionaire Warren Buffett still lives in the modest house he bought for $31,500 in Omaha, Nebraska. At the same time, his favorite food remains the affordable cheeseburger. Plan your schedule. Write out how you want to spend your time. For example, you want to spend 2 hours daily on your new idea, 30 minutes on Instagram, 1 hour reading a book, etc. The truth is, it's easy to waste time without even realizing it. The idea is to be aware of how you spend your time, and you can optimize. Practice what you've planned. Now that you have a better idea of spending your time and money, it's time to set goals to support the changes you want to make. Be deliberate in putting your plan to practice. People usually find themselves struggling with the plan they've created. Even though it might feel uncomfortable at first, you will eventually see the benefits. The longer you stay true to your plan, the easier it becomes to follow through. Start investing. Rather than spend your money on things you can do without, start seeking investment opportunities and make good use of your money. Great investors, including Warren Buffett, Jack Bogle, Philip Fisher, and Benjamin Graham, are constantly investing despite being wealthy. Once they sense value in something, they invest and make profits. Enrich your time. Once you have your time management optimized, ensure you use the free time to engage in activities that will optimize your overall well-being. For example, you can meditate, work out, spend time with your family, and volunteer. As you spend time doing things that bring you joy, you will feel fulfilled and happier. Chapter 14. Stay a step ahead. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Neil Armstrong. There are many people out there who start the process of improving their finances and overall life. Still, they do not have the momentum to see things through and achieve success. When something pops up, they become destabilized and can't navigate the dilemma. If this sounds like you, what do you do? What are you supposed to do? Do you allow the dilemma to get to you and fall back to habits that won't help you, or do you keep staying ahead despite the shake-up? Many people will bail and promise to get back to their goals, but they never really do. When something that aims to throw your life off the course happens, it's a safer choice to seek comfort, happiness, or distractions. But you need to know that short-term pleasure isn't a permanent solution, and it can even cause more problems in the long run. It is likely to be counterproductive if seeking short-term pleasure will make you engage in habits that prevent you from working towards your goal. Even the smallest of efforts can make a huge difference in ensuring that you stay ahead, regardless of challenges that may pop up. For example, planning for the next day before you go to bed will ensure that you have better clarity of things and you can handle the day better. You've planned your appointments, meetings, and what's lined up for the day. Let's quickly look at 4 ways successful people stay ahead despite the obstacles that may come their way. By having a routine. Who doesn't know that Facebook's founder Mark Zuckerberg wears a gray t-shirt to work every day? He is consistent with his outfit choice because he doesn't want to spend too much time thinking of what to wear when he has work to do. Warren Buffett says he spends 80% of his day reading and learning, which is how he achieved his long-term investment success. Also, Virgin Airlines boss Richard Branson reveals that he wakes up at 5 a.m. every day to enable him to spend quality time with his family. While you may not have the opportunity to read throughout the day, you can adopt a new routine that can change your life. Having no routine can waste your precious time thinking of what to do next, thereby delaying your success. They set goals. Take your time to read autobiographies of successful people, and you will notice they have one thing in common: they set goals. They start with setting long-term goals and break them into short-term goals. This way, they stay accountable, knowing they have a daily task to complete. They don't accept failure as final. Successful people know better than to accept failure to be their final result. According to Bill Gates, Microsoft's habit of embracing failure and learning from it has been one of the reasons for its success. Despite Oprah Winfrey getting fired earlier in her career, she didn't stop pursuing success until she got it. Steve Jobs also achieved significant success after getting fired from his company. You need to learn from your failures and strive to be a better version of yourself. They have multiple streams of income. Having multiple income streams ensures that you stay ahead at all times, especially when one side of your business isn't doing well. Warren Buffett has made this a habit that he advised that you should never have one source of income. Successful people have been through both good and bad times, and they understand the winning game. They know what works, what doesn't, and what they should channel their energy on. Chapter 15. Set goals, track progress. If you set goals and go after them with all determination you can muster, your gifts will take you places that will amaze you. Les Brown. When it comes to becoming a successful entrepreneur, one of the most important habits you need to cultivate is setting realistic goals. It doesn't matter whether your goals will require much or less effort. What matters is that you should endeavor to set goals that align with your career. Goals help provide paths to success and improve your performance level and career as an entrepreneur. This will keep you concentrated, determined, and productive. Goal setting provides you with a plan to achieve your goals. It's cool to have a target, but you will find it hard to hit it without setting goals. As you embark on completing your set goals, you will be building the necessary experience for yourself. Consider an organization with no specific goals. Everyone will work round the clock without significant achievement. There are two classes of goals that you can set. They are the long-term and short-term goals. Long-term goals, these are your large-scale, lifetime goals that you plan to accomplish over a long period. They are the Rome was not built in a day type of goals. To accomplish these goals, break them down into little segments. These segments are your short-term goals. Sometimes, long-term goals can be almost impossible to achieve, but the task will be easier with short-term goals. Don Lancaster said, "Most impossible goals can be met simply by breaking them down into bite-sized chunks, writing them down, believing them, and going full speed ahead as if they were routine." Short-term goals, these are the goals that require the quickest attention possible because they are to be achieved in a short period. They are mostly set to achieve long-term goals. For example, Ariana may want to make huge sales in her cosmetic business. That cannot be achieved within a short period. To achieve her goals, she needs to take online marketing courses, visit YouTube for videos, read extensively online, follow up with mentors and role models, and do some physical tours to cosmetic shops of her choice. That is it. Short-term goals are like stepping stones that take you towards achieving your long-term goals. You need to keep track of your progress regarding your goals. Tracking progress helps you see the defects in your plans and identify ways to fix them. It keeps you updated about your current position, which is important in knowing whether significant progress has been made or not. No matter what you figure out, it makes you push harder towards achieving your goals. As an entrepreneur, tracking helps you to figure out sources of failures. Maybe you failed in effectively delivering a presentation. It helps you go back in time and find out what went wrong. You could have ignorantly skipped a speech class or lazily abandoned a course. How will you know? Through tracking. To keep track of your progress, you can try several ways. You can try to use a calendar, a jotter, a diary, your phone, or anything. Just ensure you are diligent in doing it. Put in the constant effort because the more you track your progress, the more you get acquainted with your goals and become better. Chapter 16. Be a risk taker. One default item of success is risk. Those who take the risk will get the dish. Abbas Sadkani. Dreams are only dreams, that's the privilege of the rich people. That was the response 7-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo got from his father when he said that he would have a house like the pop star Michael Jackson. That response stirred Ronaldo to go beyond all odds to pursue his football glory. Even at his young age, he worked on his speed, became too fast for his age, and dared nature. His decision landed him into a racing heart condition that required urgent surgery. After a successful surgery, Ronaldo became one of the greatest footballers in history. That's the life of a risk-taker. All successful entrepreneurs, investors, and great thinkers are guilty of one crime: risk-taking. They understand that trying to play safe might make things successful for a while. It is not worth it. You want to achieve many things, but you hide in your comfort zone. Why not step out and take up the challenge? Risk-taking is a skill that every investor should have. No matter what the outcome may be, trust the process. Most entrepreneurs feel that risks are gateways to failure, but they are wrong. Risks may lead to failures, but they are the processes involved in achieving success. Many of the greatest accomplishments do not come on a platter of gold, no matter your industry. Whether carrying out new tasks, overcoming anxiety, investing a huge sum of money, or purchasing very important equipment, know that the sweetest rewards in life go to the risk-takers. Unfortunately, people tend to doubt when it comes to taking risks. You begin to have a hard time deciding whether to go for it or not. You start to feel uncertain about the consequences of your decisions, and nothing but negativity flows in. You begin to see yourself failing, being embarrassed, and depressed. You ask questions like, what if I invest and it results in a loss? What if I am not prepared for this? What if I fail to impress these people? However, to be a successful risk-taker, you need to face your doubts. Yes, you might fail, but what if it is a good thing? What if taking risks is not about the results but your mindset? Ask yourself. To develop the habit of taking risks, you need to understand the keys to success. And an important key is embracing failure. Thomas Edison, famously known for the invention of the incandescent light bulb, had failed many times before achieving that one goal that made him a global force. Had he hesitated to take the risk and continue his goal pursuit, you would not have heard of him. That is it. Learning to fail makes you more experienced, courageous, and confident. You tend to develop a strong sense of determination and productivity in the long run. It also prepares you for greater success. In other words, the opposite of success is not failure. Instead, it is a path to success. Take a look at Walt Disney. He got fired from the Kansas City Star because he lacked imagination and had no good ideas and had to submit his animations for after 6 months' pay, dissolved his company due to lack of funds, and allegedly lived on dog food, all before becoming a 59 Academy Award nominee and one of, if not the most entertaining animator in the world. Through a series of risk-taking, he managed to drive toward his goals, and today, he is a world-class entrepreneur. Does that speak any meaning to you? Taking risks is not about winning or making profits at all times. Instead, it helps to build your capacity and productivity. Like Liana Moriarty said, no one ever ascended a mountain without risk. Chapter 17. Constantly build powerful networks. Networking is an investment in your business. It takes time and when done correctly, can yield great results for years to come. Diane Helbig. According to a popular saying, your net worth depends on your network. This is a justifiable reason why you, as an entrepreneur, should put more effort into building a network for a successful career. Powerful networks have been the factors behind the career successes of notable entrepreneurs over time. However, you should not just network with anybody, but with people who are important to your career. This way, you can choose people who will help you, give you new techniques, contribute to your success and gain from you. It has to be a mutual gain. To build a successful career, you need to imbibe the habit of building powerful networks based on the following reasons. Exchange of ideas. Ideas rule the world. Your success as an entrepreneur depends on how vast your knowledge is. It is considered a wise investment to gather information, knowledge, and ideas to keep you steady in your goal pursuit. And that is why you need to network. No man is an island of everything, and you cannot know how informed you are or what you are missing without building networks. When you build a network, it helps to trade ideas and valuable information with other people, creating an atmosphere for lasting relationships. You can gain ideas that will ease your hustle towards your career success. Fame. Let's be honest, we all love fame and all that comes with it. And in one way or another, we pursue our goals with fame as one of the reasons. Cool. Networking brings about fame and publicity. When you exchange ideas with people, and they see that you have some information that could be of help to them and their careers, your name will be on their lips. As a result, you will be open to partnership deals, stronger career ideas, and profitable relationships. Newer opportunities. Take a look at Elon Musk, the current richest man in the world, 2022. He rose to fame with his company, Tesla. After several consultations with top-profile experts, he has extended his arms to cryptocurrency and became the largest share owner of Twitter. Does that make sense? Networking unlocks the vault for newer opportunities. When you meet with people, you stand a chance to enjoy opportunities like meeting people of a higher caliber, which could have a massive positive impact on your life. A moment of truth. Through networking, you can be more honest with yourself. You will be able to look at other people, see how they run things, and where they have reached. You can use their ideas to evaluate your standings and see if you are doing good or not. It is not that you let others judge you, you are just being honest with yourself. And that is because of your network. Improved mental capacity. Innovative spirits are necessary as you pursue your goals. Your chance of becoming a great thinker and a problem solver will be high when you meet people. You tend to build on your intellectual abilities in your career because you constantly engage like-minded individuals who will contribute to your creativity. Also, networking boosts your confidence. Meeting resourceful and productive individuals from the same career path as you will reduce self-doubt. And your network-built confidence can help build a good image before others while helping your career. So, you can say that your confidence grows as your network becomes more powerful. Chapter 18. Keep learning. The broader your knowledge, the bolder you can approach your challenges. Nobody goes to open the door without carrying a key. Knowledge is key, grab it, handle it with care. Israel Moreover, one of the richest men in China and the founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma, said, "Reading can give you a good head start. This is often what your peers cannot obtain." Compared to others, readers are more likely to know other industries' strategies and tactics. This statement supports the fact that continuous learning is a good habit. Learning is crucial to your success. Continuous learning, in particular, is a compulsory course that every would-be successful entrepreneur, investor, and great thinker should offer. Continuous learning is a personal craving for more knowledge. Your conscious effort is geared towards building a vast space of knowledge, skills, and information. It ensures that you keep moving ahead beyond your already set records and greater achievements. Today, your ideas, innovative spirits, and problem-solving skills are built from continuous learning. It makes you feel in place, especially when you have a network of like-minded people who never stop learning. The saying, "Readers are leaders," attests that continuous learning breeds achievements. It serves as the fuel that keeps you moving as an entrepreneur. You do not need to search for a northern star to learn. Learning is at your comfort. Nowadays, there are books, e-libraries, blogs, social media posts, and other means by which you can keep learning. Do not forget to engage experienced and knowledgeable people. Also, researchers have revealed that most of the world's most successful entrepreneurs spend significant times of their days learning, especially through books. While the likes of Bill Gates and Jack Ma prefer to read books, other billionaires prefer audio messages. No matter the medium, keep on learning. But then, why should you keep learning? Firstly, continuous learning builds competence. Usain Bolt, the world's fastest sprinter, never became a genius athlete overnight. He learned new ways, developed new skills, and underwent a series of training sessions before stepping into the spotlight. Continuous learning ensures that your former and new skills are mastered because they will be tested. Hence, it leads to proficiency. However, competence builds confidence. Learning a new set of skills sends sweet chills down your spine. That feeling is so good that you feel certain about your newly gained skills, and you want to put them into use. Also, you will have good morale in facing challenges in your career. Secondly, you must avoid stagnancy. Keep learning so as not to lag. Read extensively and keep yourself updated with new entrepreneurial skills, business ideas, and networks. Our world is constantly evolving, and I am sure you do not want to miss out. Another reason you should keep learning is that it prepares you for unforeseen changes. Not only that, it helps you to manage those situations. If you aim to be the best in your footballing career, you know you will not only prepare in terms of skills or speed, right? Of course, you need to prepare in case of injuries too. But how will you know that? By learning. Furthermore, learning changes your perspective. Continuous learning helps you see ideas from other people's viewpoints while building on the knowledge you already have. The higher your learning frequency, the more grounded you become in the situation analysis, and the better you become in your career. Finally, it would help if you always learned because it is not only for you. There are other entrepreneurs that you have to inspire, just as you were inspired. Learning allows you to have a wide scope of information to serve others. It builds a lasting legacy for you. The path to your career success cannot be all smooth. But continuous learning is a useful instrument that can keep you updated about your industry, balanced on your way to success and growth as you move on. Chapter 19. Work out and meditate. To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. Buddha. In a world where Barack Obama does cardio, Mark Zuckerberg jogs, Bill Gates jumps on the treadmill, and Oprah Winfrey meditates, you should know that health is really wealth. Success does not only depend on the ideas in your head alone. How you treat yourself speaks a lot about your personality and reflects your performance. Your health is one vital aspect of your career that you need to excel as an entrepreneur. You need to stay alert and concentrate on your goals. Working out will improve your mental abilities like cognitive reasoning and eliminate drainers like anxiety and stress. This will ensure that you are focused on whatever task you are working on. It is quite unfortunate that exercise is an underrated success factor in our world today. Most entrepreneurs see a high-performing team, powerful connections, and a smooth work life as the essentials for a successful career. That is anything but a good belief. Well, to make things easy, here are some points that might enlighten you on what working out can do for you. Improves brain functions. Exercise plays a vital role in ensuring that your brain functions at its finest. Health-wise, it improves your memory by stimulating the release of proteins responsible for brain cells' functional development and sustenance. In turn, this improves your assimilation and recollection abilities. Keeps you concentrated. I will not be making a mistake if I say that working out has helped Bill Gates become what he is today. He attends to his daily tasks with full concentration and ends his day as a fulfilled man. But he never starts his fulfilled days without stepping on the treadmill or the tennis court. Many entrepreneurs think being able to focus without getting distracted is easy as it sounds, but only the exceptional ones really can. Regular exercise boosts the performance of your brain and your mind. Since you give your all to reach a 100-meter distance, your brain masters what you do and reciprocates it when you do serious work. Achievements come when you embark on serious work. Boosts your confidence. Mark Zuckerberg would not have been that creative if he had ignored exercises. The human brain is designed in a way that regular practices become accustomed to it. When you exercise regularly, you face certain difficulties in working out perfectly. Then, you use your problem-solving skills to carry out that exercise successfully. Your brain, being a copycat, saves the whole scenario and gives you a congratulatory feeling that boosts your self-confidence and self-esteem. Consequently, your confidence helps you to face other challenges as an entrepreneur. Meditation. Oprah Winfrey is a popular figure who does not joke about meditation. It relaxes her mind, clears her head, boosts her focus, and keeps her in sync with herself. When you meditate, you pay full attention to yourself. Today, most entrepreneurs, even some successful ones, work without paying attention to their bodies, thereby building up stress problems. This has negatively affected them to the extent that they do not enjoy free time, because all they do is work. However, with meditation, you can eliminate problems attached to stress, regain yourself, calm your mind, and boost balance in your life. How can you be trusted with the well-being of potential partners when your own body does not trust you? You need to make your health and fitness a call that you must regularly respond to. It will increase your chances of helping others. Working out and meditating can ensure that your body and brain are fit. Do not ignore them. Introducing them into your daily schedule will transform you into a grounded entrepreneur. That is being mentally, emotionally, and physically capable of achieving goals. Chapter 20. Focus on the highest value tasks. Your most important tasks and priorities are those that can have the most serious consequences, positive or negative, on your life or work. Focus on these above all. Brian Tracy. For a successful career as an investor or entrepreneur, you should not lose sight of key points in your business. You may have concrete methods to make your big dreams come true. But you may not achieve your big dreams if you focus on low-value tasks. This is not to scare you but to let you know that you are unlikely to make progress if you do not utilize your time wisely. Some tasks are more important than others regarding the deadline, complexity, and return on investment, ROI. The set of more important tasks that are more valuable than others, after considering all criteria, are your highest value tasks, HVTs. But then, how do you know which tasks are your HVTs for you to pay more attention to? As an investor, you need to use your time wisely. It may seem like there are so many tasks that you need to attend to. But the truth is, you should attend to tasks according to their importance. Do not forget that the big deal is what made you venture into the entrepreneurial space at first. This big deal is a few out of a million tasks that will greatly impact your career and goals. In clear terms, your HVTs are those activities, plans, or tasks that, when attended to, add the most value to you, your business, and your career. They might be tasks like learning new skills, getting the right people on your team, or building profitable networks. No matter what they are, you should focus mostly on them. Now, how do you know your HVTs? Here are how you can do that. Comparing your tasks with the potential results. This is usually the hardest part because there are a lot of similarly feasible tasks. So, take your time to look at what you want to achieve. There will always be one or two projects or tasks that will take you closer to your goal than the others. Those are your HVTs. Considering your team. How will your tasks affect your team? Will they eventually make your team a high-performing one? Or will they drain your team's energy? Return on investment, ROI. Many top-notch entrepreneurs and investors greatly consider this factor. Great thinkers are not left out. Here, you should consider the tasks that will create the highest profit for your business. Profit is important in every investment. Those tasks that will attract massive cash outs are your HVTs. The underrated truth is that many of what we do produce the least results. This shows that it is not a matter of urgency or complexity but a matter of returns. Venture into tasks that yield the highest returns, and you will see progress in your career. A great thinker carefully analyzes each task and checks for what they stand to gain. Low-value tasks can be urgent, but they are less important. Assigning time to take care of them will help you clear enough space to focus on the HVTs. Create schedules and make appointments to ensure that your time is not hijacked by tasks that won't add much value to you. Like Cal Newport will say, putting much time into something is not enough, but putting much time into the right tasks is better. You should put more effort into highly profitable tasks while avoiding distractions in the form of tasks. Part 3. 10 Mental Models. Chapter 21. Compounding Effect. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Darren Hardy. The compounding effect is a mental model developed by Darren Hardy. This is a powerful process of decision-making and behavior that can greatly improve your life. You may not realize it, but the compound effect is already at work in your life. It's up to you to either use it to improve your wealth, health, and relationships or use it to destroy them. According to Albert Einstein, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But how can you expect to see results when you keep doing the same thing even when you don't get results? The idea of the compound effect is that small actions will build up over time. If you had the option of accepting $1 million right now or accepting a single penny that will double in value every 31 days, what would you choose? If your choice is the latter, you will have $10,737,418.24 on day 31, which looks like a good investment. Instant gratification doesn't work most of the time. A better way for making money and sustaining it is the compound effect. The little actions you take will add up to give you big results over time. A Herculean effort in the long term doesn't determine success. Doing the smallest things can, over time, compound and give great results. If you hear the overnight stories of successful entrepreneurs, you may be tempted to think that they got successful overnight. The truth is, they've spent many years preparing for the success you see today. That business owner has been working on their business idea for many years now. That basketball player has been practicing daily for years now. That property investor has spent countless weekends looking for good deals. How your results compound. If you want to achieve financial freedom by starting a business, then it makes sense to focus on the business, invest your savings, and put every other thing on the line for the business. Imagine you decided to invest in the stock market. If you had dedicated 1 hour of your time daily to the business, you would have invested 365 or 366 hours in a year. This will amount to 1,825 hours after 5 years. If you have access to the right information and you are doing things right, there is no way you won't build a successful portfolio in the stock market. If you think you don't have an hour to spare, you can try learning as you commute to work or cut out an hour of your internet or TV time. Remember, everyone has the same 24 hours, it's up to you how you choose to use it. You need to start somewhere. If you want to build financial freedom and prosper in all areas of your life, then you need to start from somewhere. Thankfully, you have the internet at your disposal. You have easy access to information to help you start a profitable business. All you have to do now is invest your time learning and taking action. Research, choose a path, and stick to it. With your effort and time, you can create an income that is a dream for many. As you learn new things, they will keep compounding. So, talk to experienced investors, find more resources, and listen to associated ideas. Chapter 22. Parkinson's Law. Delay is the deadliest form of denial. See Northcote Parkinson. Over the years, I realized that I could get more work done some days, and other days, I'd feel grumpy, and it would take forever to get a task done. Undoubtedly, distractions sometimes play a role in this, but time is the unlikely factor that plays a significant role. As a way out, I usually give myself less time to work on important tasks for my business than others. When I know I have less time, I accomplish more or avoid distractions to focus on the task at hand. I've been practicing this until I knew there was a name to what I've been applying to my business. This is called Parkinson's Law. According to this law, work expends to fill the time available for its completion. The concept of Parkinson's Law was developed by British author and historian Cyril Northcote Parkinson in 1955. This law was first introduced in a satirical essay written for The Economist. Afterward, he wrote the book Parkinson's Law: The Pursuit of Progress. The story involves a woman whose task was to send a postcard for that day. She is aware that she has an entire day to send the card, so she spends 1 hour finding the card, another 30 minutes finding her glasses, and 3 hours writing the card. It continues until she fills her day with different activities. The woman's story explains how work expends to fill an allotted time. This example from Parkinson's may seem extreme, but we've had a similar experience, even on a smaller scale. The law of Parkinson's can come into play when you are juggling between deadlines. For example, if you have 2 weeks to put together a proposal and send it to an investor, you may feel relieved because you have ample time to write it. However, you can't ignore the fact that the distant deadline will make you procrastinate, and only for you to complete it when the due date has almost elapsed. This means that the task has expanded to fill the time you had. How to overcome Parkinson's Law. Overcoming Parkinson's Law will make you start finishing your tasks quicker. You can then use the remaining time to either work on other pending tasks or relax. The following are ways to overcome Parkinson's Law. Plan your work. Planning your work strategically will make you less likely to procrastinate and work efficiently. You can easily assess how long your task will take and plan it accordingly when you have a plan. Create self-imposed deadlines. Stop thinking about how much time you have. Instead, start thinking about the time you need for each task to complete. Once you figure this out, set your deadlines accordingly. Use the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique involves getting engaged with work sessions and with frequent breaks. The aim is to boost your productivity while reducing stress. The technique uses 25-minute work sessions and 5-minute breaks to maximize one's focus. You can do this by creating a to-do list by their order of importance. Set a 25 minutes timer. Focus on a task for 25 minutes. Take a break for 5 minutes. Repeat the process 4 times, then start extending the break to 30 minutes. It's important to overcome Parkinson's Law if you want to be in control of your life and get your finances together. The goal is to be efficient and not overwhelm yourself. Chapter 23. Law of Relativity. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. Albert Einstein. You may wonder what Albert Einstein's law of relativity can teach you about achieving financial freedom or its link with having a millionaire's mindset. Well, you will find out shortly. The mental model we'll discuss in this chapter comes from Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. In a social setting, the theory means that you are part of the system, you won't see it. That is why the common phrase "look from outside the box" is used. To see how the system works, you need to observe the system from the outside in a non-biased way. Do you know that time, which you believe to be constant, is only relative to the individual observing it? This same notion can be applied to money and your financial life. You may wonder how. Well, money is relative. If you observe how much money you need to live your normal life, you will realize that it has significantly changed over the years. Your lifestyle, consumption patterns, and standard of living have affected the money inflow in your life. This won't stop changing in the future. Money is relative to every individual. Depending on our expenditures and financial situation, what a certain amount of money means to you may not mean the same to me. The value of dollars will change in the future, it won't be the same as now. In the next 5 years, it will grow and add more value. This shows that the relative value will constantly be changing. The theory of financial relativity. Everyone aspires to have a certain amount of money at a point in life. While building financial freedom, there could be situations where you work on a low income or even be unemployed. How can you manage your finances? Especially when you don't want to be overwhelmed with debt. This is where financial planning comes in. Every individual has a unique financial journey, but we share 3 basic outcomes: income, capital preservation, and growth. This could be achieved with good financial planning. Tips for financial planning. Analyzing financial situation. You need to be aware of your financial status and current net worth. Evaluate your cash flows, current income, running loans, dependent, and liabilities. This way, you can prioritize your goals and map out a plan. Budgeting. To have a financial plan that will work, you need a timeline. This will ensure you are in the right direction to reach your financial goals. Also, have a tight budget that accompanies this timeline. The budget will give you a better idea of your income, savings, and expenditures. Your savings is what will help you reach your goals. Ensure you always revisit your budget to accommodate any changes in your income and expenditures. Setting financial goals. Financial goals can be grouped into short-term, mid-term, or long-term. The short-term goals need to be fulfilled within a year or 2. Mid-term goals include planning a holiday, saving for an expensive gadget or equipment, and marriage. They can be achieved within 3 to 5 years. Long-term goals take a longer time. They can be tangible things like planning for retirement, building financial freedom, and saving for your child's education. Asset allocation. Before investing, it's important to decide the asset classes you will be investing in, for example, gold, stock, cryptocurrencies, equity, debt, etc. The asset allocation can be moderate, mixture of equity and debt, conservative, having less or no equities, and aggressive, mostly equities. Consider your risk level and what you can take while strategizing the allocation. Finally, Albert Einstein has made us realize the importance of preparation. Preparation starts everything, especially when money is involved. So, it's important to prepare and plan wisely. Chapter 24. Do something bias, the action bias. Dreams don't work unless you take action. The surest way to make your dreams come true is to live them. Roy T. Bennett. You can't deny that you will always have decisions to make no matter how long you've been in business. There will be problems to solve and opportunities to assess. Sometimes, this process may seem like hard work, and your talents aren't helping. But you can't avoid them, especially if it affects your business. Looking at titans and business partners such as Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, you may see them as outliers that you could never become. Well, you shouldn't write yourself off that fast. While we can't deny the brilliance of Buffett and Munger, you can be like them by learning to take action and think strategically. Act like them by doing what it takes to ensure that your business stays around for the long term. Munger has taught us a lot more about success than we acknowledge. The business guru spent over 50 years of his life transforming himself into one of the smartest businessmen in the world. So many people have referred to him as a learning machine. According to Munger, it becomes easy to weather challenges and explores every opportunity that comes your way if you apply more strategic thinking and a rational perspective. To take your business to the next level, you need to utilize the do something by applying better thinking. You need to learn how to handle issues, recognize opportunities when you see one, and make tough decisions. How you can benefit from action bias. As an entrepreneur, you need to think critically and make decisions spontaneously to dive into the success of your business. The following are how you can get this done. By using the goodbye analysis paralysis. When you overanalyze things, you complicate a situation, which allows analysis paralysis. You can trust your gut and make decisions efficiently and quickly with the action bias. For instance, when you need to meet deadlines with your tasks, an action bias will help you prioritize and start working instead of overthinking your workload. Learning more as you do more. It's normal for different people with different learning styles to work together in an organization. With this knowledge, you need to stay prepared and be willing to take risks when the need arises. When you get a favorable outcome from making good decisions, your reputation will boost, and people will trust you. Your knowledge and experience will also improve. Dreaming big. You've been taught to behave like others throughout your life. You may need to challenge your comfort zone sometimes. With a bias for action, you will be willing to pursue opportunities to contribute to your growth. You will be willing to dream big and get the dream to fruition. You won't be scared to challenge popular ideas, make bold career moves, or switch businesses that aren't working. Finally, making decisions isn't always easy. However, you will make tremendous progress with action bias and critical thinking. Chapter 25. The Pareto Principle, the 80-20th Rule. Those who seize the day become seriously rich. Richard Koch. Economist Vilfredo Pareto found out in 1896 that only 20% of Italy's population owned 80% of the country's land. This ratio, which was named the Pareto principle, is usually used in describing wealth distribution where the richest, usually 20%, own the majority of the world's income. In business, it is interpreted as 80% of sales from 20% of clients. It isn't limited to these applications alone. Many companies found that their major revenue comes from a small fraction of their products. For instance, in 1988, video rental shops found that 80% of their revenue was from 20% of the titles. Microsoft also found that fixing the top 20% of their reported bugs would solve 80% of crashes and issues in a system. It doesn't stop there. The Pareto principle can be applied to different aspects of your life, including personal progress, home, work, relationship, health, and fitness. How does the 80-20th rule work? Have you ever seen someone who appeared to be very busy all day but they accomplished almost nothing at the end of the day? The common reason for this is they are busy working on tasks that bring low value and procrastinating on tasks that will bring real growth to their business. The valuable tasks are usually the hardest and most complex to complete. However, according to the Pareto analysis, the payoff for completing them is very rewarding. Before you start working, ask yourself if the task is in the top 20% of your activities or the bottom 80%. The rule is very easy, you just need to resist the temptation of clearing the easier tasks first. Focus on the frog first. If you are a leader of a team, use the mental model of the Pareto principle to determine the most productive team members and assign the important tasks to them. They should be in leadership positions to teach others the right steps to take when handling tasks. Identify the unique skills, traits, and habits the productive team members have and use the knowledge to train others, improving the team's overall productivity. Benefits of using the 80-20th rule. Applying the 80-20th rule will help you identify why you aren't making progress. Other benefits include effective leadership, increased productivity, improved confidence, better problem-solving skills, improved decision-making skills, efficient use of resources. When you want to be at your best, you need 100%. When optimizing your bang for the buck, you can save time by focusing on the 20%. Identify the activities that give the most results, and pay the appropriate attention to them. Chapter 26. The inversion. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Warren Buffett. The inversion is one of the mental models discussed by investor Charlie Munger on several occasions. This powerful mental model states that you should consider the outcome you want to avoid rather than thinking of your desired outcome. It is based on a maxim by German mathematician Carl Gustav Jacobi which reads, "Invert, always invert." Inversion entails looking at a decision or problem from the opposite direction. For example, instead of focusing on achieving great results, inversion encourages us to consider failure and how to avoid it. Rather than thinking of what having an excellent day looks like, why not consider what having a bad day would look like? This way, it will be easier to avoid it. When challenges surface, it's natural for you to confront them head-on. However, Munger suggests that the problem should be approached from the opposite angle. This way, you would have considered everything that can prevent you from achieving your goals. Charles Munger explained inversion by saying, "Invert, always invert, turn a situation or problem upside down. Look at it backward. What happens if all our plans go wrong? Where don't we want to go, and how do you get there? Instead of looking for success, make a list of how to fail instead, through sloth, envy, resentment, self-pity, entitlement, all the mental habits of self-defeat. Avoid these qualities, and you will succeed. Tell me where I'm going to die, so I don't go there." How to use inversion in your business. With inversion, you can reframe challenges and identify areas you can avoid. It's more like shaking up your assumptions and fixing your perspectives. If you want to increase sales, you can use inversion by brainstorming about what may decrease your sales. This will draw your attention to the main blocks you can tackle to achieve your goals. Know what the failure looks like. With inversion, you need to consider what failing will look like. To explore this, you may need to ask yourself what the cost of doing nothing is. Avoid the worst scenario by taking action. Think of the worst things that can happen, and then identify the actions you should take. Invert once more and avoid the decisions and behaviors that bring negative consequences. Consider the disadvantages when making a decision. Inversion suggests that you compare and consider the benefits you stand to gain with them when choosing between two options. Identify what you dislike with both options, the disadvantages, and compare the lists as part of your decision. Warren Buffett is known for watching the disadvantages of his investments. According to him, the two rules for investing are: Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. What Buffett is doing here is inverting the problem. He is bound to make some money if he can avoid losing money. Utilize premortems. A premortem is a thought experiment used to narrate a fictional story of your effort's destruction. How does this work? Okay, let's imagine it's 3 years into the future, and the decisions you made before that time have caused a disaster. Now, your goal will be to write the story of the disaster. Explain how the disaster unfolds, what the key failures are, and how the failures have compounded on one another. The premortem will allow your imagination to run wild with thoughts about possible answers to the above questions, which will give you the idea of pitfalls to avoid. Chapter 27. Margin of Safety. If you buy stock with a sufficient margin of safety, the probability is with you. Lee Lu. The margin of safety is a term coined by the famous founders of value investing, Benjamin Graham and David Dodd, in their book Security Analysis. It is built on the idea that you should give yourself room for mistakes or failure. This mental model is like a safety net because it supports being pleasantly surprised than being proven right. Graham warned that no investor could write off the risk of being wrong. They can only insist on not overpaying no matter how juicy the investment seems. He advises investors to use a margin of safety when investing. The margin of safety is the gap between the cost of an investment and the natural value. You can see it as a seat belt that prevents you from potential disasters and misfortunes. Also, with a margin of safety, you can mitigate bad luck. Despite Graham passing away in 1976, Buffett has revealed that he was a key influence in his investing skills. While remembering Graham, Buffett wrote, "Graham's counsel of soundness brought unfailing rewards to his followers, even to those with natural abilities inferior to more gifted practitioners who stumbled while following counsels of brilliance or fashion." Buffett is known for considering risks and never wanting to lose his money on a risky investment. He always applies a margin of safety when evaluating an investment. For instance, in spring 2002, Buffett read PetroChina's annual report. The experienced investor determined the Chinese oil and gas company's worth to be $100 billion. The company was selling for $35 billion, and he calculated a margin of safety of $65 billion. He proceeded and bought PetroChina for $488 million. In 2007, he made a $4 billion profit from selling PetroChina. How to apply a margin of safety to your life. The margin of safety is a mental model applied to many real-life situations. The main idea is to avoid activities where you'll likely gain little and lose everything. If you are running a business, it's best to keep 1 of 2 months' worth of cash aside. If there is an unexpected expenditure or if revenue falls, you can still meet up with paying your bills. If you decide to invest all your cash flow in sponsored posts and ads, how do you intend to pay for the email service provider or web hosting if the pricey advertising leads don't convert? Likewise, if you are working in the corporate world and were assigned a task to be delivered a week later, by starting and finishing the task early, you've gained a margin of safety for unforeseen circumstances. Mastering your inner game. It doesn't matter if you are an entrepreneur, investor, or great thinker, you will always face factors beyond your control. Sometimes, the market could rise or fall, companies may cut down on their budget, and there may be inflation. Dwell on the words of Benjamin Graham when he wrote that investing isn't about beating others at their game. It's about controlling yourself at your own game. No matter your business type, you can still control your inner game. Explore and develop multiple sources of income for your business, and calculate risks, energy, and cost before investing. Pay less than you think of something's worth. Be realistic and not indulge in idle fantasies. Chapter 28. First Principles. With first principles you boil things down to the most fundamental truths, and then reason up from there. Elon Musk. The first principle is a mental model that allows breaking down complicated issues or ideas into separate elements and breaking down those elements into smaller parts until you get to the foundation core. Although this process can pose to be difficult, it is very valuable. Aristotle is an early adopter of this mental model, and according to him, in every systematic inquiry, methodos, where there are first principles, or causes, or elements, knowledge and science result from acquiring knowledge of these, for we think we know something just in case we acquire knowledge of the primary causes, the primary first principles, all the way to the elements. A more contemporary user of the first principle mental model is Elon Musk, especially during his early years of building SpaceX. Although Musk's thinking was based on first principles, he was bold enough to think outside the box, ignoring decades of orthodox beliefs and ways of thinking regarding space flight. He believed people should not be only attached to what they already know. Musk was able to break down those complex ideas to get to the core and then rebuild from the bottom to the top. He was able to go beyond the confinements of following the only known way and believes thinkers shouldn't be limited to known beliefs but the truth that forms the basis of the beliefs to explore uncharted territories. When Elon Musk was able to go beyond pre-existing norms and theories about space flight, allowing him to break down all complexities and reimagine what could be possible. He cut down the cost of rockets to an incomprehensible price that would have never been possible in years past. Using the first principle as a mental thinking model means starting your reasoning with only the core of an existing idea as your foundation. Breaking down an idea to reach the core is an incredibly powerful and valuable method, but how exactly do you go about it? For that, you need to identify and list your existing assumptions. You need to recognize the facts you know and the ones people tell you. That way, you can identify and list what is built on assumptions and what's based on facts. To do this, you should ask the right questions. How do I tell if this is true? Or why am I thinking this? And the what if questions. Use the first principles to trim down accepted beliefs, views, and dogma to reveal the issues that lie behind them. The what if questions especially can explore expected possibilities and may likely expose you to new opportunities. Make the problem/issue very easy to understand. You should be able to cut down the problem or idea to the level where you can explain it to a child. You have to break it down to the most basic and plain elements. Establish foundational knowledge. After trimming down the assumptions and making the issue or idea sound simple, what you should be left with can be regarded as facts with the fewest assumptions possible, and this will be your foundation and the starting point where you rebuild. First principles are like stepping stones to a world of new opportunities and a guide to exploring these new possibilities. Chapter 29. Circle of Competence. Everybody's got a different circle of competence. The important thing is not how big the circle is. The important thing is staying inside the circle. Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett conceived the circle of competence. It is a mental model that aims to guide investment decisions. Since each of us has something we specialize in, whether through study or experience, it's important to identify our strengths and weaknesses. As an entrepreneur, you don't need to understand all companies and how they operate to succeed. Buffett told his shareholders in 1996, "You don't have to be an expert on every company or even many. You only have to be able to evaluate companies within your circle of competence." The size of that circle is not very important. Knowing its boundaries, however, is vital. When I started running my company, I constantly thought about the words of Buffett. With any tasks in front of me, I decide whether the task falls within my circle of competence or not. For example, while writing is a fairly specialized skill I've cultivated over the years, customer service seems to be a much broader area. By knowing this, I could figure out the tasks I should work on and those I needed to delegate to others with better skills to accomplish them. How to invest within your circle of competence. Investing within your circle of competence is simple. You just need to invest in industries or companies you are familiar with. Look at your career, job, hobbies, and the products and services you buy regularly. You should understand your personal circle of competence. For example, If you are a stock investor, you will likely know how to explain how the stock market works and what drives the price up or down. Of course, you should be able to explain this to anyone that asks. To determine whether you understand a company or not, you can ask yourself the following questions. What drives the company's growth? What products and services does the company sell? What is the company's target market, and what makes them profitable? How does the company manage running costs? How competent is the management team of the company? How does the operation of the company's industry work? How does the company stand against competitors? What are the risks involved in investing in the company? Answering these questions means you're at least positioned in the middle circle, where you feel knowledgeable, but you are not. To be in the circle of your competence, you will need to look closely at the business operations. How to grow your circle of competence. The best companies to invest in are those with simple business models. This way, you can easily learn much about them and grasp how they operate. Even with bad management, a business with a simple business model will be easy to run. Netflix is an example of a business with a simple and effective business model. There is no right or wrong approach to building a strong circle of competence. After your research, you need to thoroughly understand the company and industry. A simple approach to understanding a company or industry is to spend time researching a signature product or service that the company offers. Understand what the product or service entails, the competitors, and the competitive advantage. You will naturally learn about the company and how profitable the products and services in the industry are, which in turn expands your circle of competence. Finally, it's best if you can also research companies with a good value set that shares a connection with yours. This way, you are driven to understand more than a beginner investor. Chapter 30. Regret minimization. I'd rather regret the things I've done than regret the things I haven't done. Lucille Ball. Regret minimization is one of my favorite mental models that Amazon's founder Jeff Bezos developed. The idea of regret minimization is to help you frame your thoughts beyond the immediate future while focusing on the most beneficial. For example, what are those projects that you won't regret not pursuing at the end of retirement? If you have an opportunity to start a side hustle that will be taking more hours of your time daily, will you take it? It depends. You need to know if the short-term stress it brings will be worth it in the long term. Will daily use of your spare time mean something relatively inconsequential, like cutting down your internet binging time? Or will it bring serious consequences like missing out on your family time? Bezos used regret minimization to decide whether he should leave his job and start selling books or stay. Well, he waited and decided to leave. The book business eventually became what we all know as Amazon today. In his words, "I knew that when I was 80, I was not going to regret having tried this. I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret was not ever having tried." So, how can you apply the regret minimization mental model to your life? By doing the following. Think beyond where you are now. If you think beyond your present moment, you'll be making all your present doubts, fears, and worries inconsequential. Fast forward your mindset into the future and assess things from a wider perspective. This way, you can see the decision from a new point of view. Be true to yourself. Don't live your life for other people or become too tied to people's opinions of you. The fact that your parents and grandparents were doctors doesn't suggest you must follow that path. Be true to your ideals and values, and focus on chasing after your dreams. Don't live someone else's life, live yours. Go after the things that matter to you. Consider what your passions are and what makes you care about them. Once you know these, build your life around them. Live in line with values that will bring you true happiness. Don't leave room for regrets. Australian palliative nurse Bronnie Ware published a book in 2021. In the book, she documented the top regrets of her dying patients. According to the nurse, the most common regret among dying people was leaving their dreams unfulfilled. Most of her patients left more than half of their dreams unattended and had to live with the fact that their unfulfilled dreams were due to their inaction. You can minimize the sense of regret if you choose to chase your dreams while you can. Time waits for no one. Make good use of your time now. Finally, your dreams and aspirations don't need to be the same as Bezos's. However, the mental model can be similar. It's time to work towards achieving your lifelong dream and minimize regrets. Final words. Well done. You've reached the end of this life-changing book, and I must commend you for staying with me. I hope after reading, you will put the knowledge you've gained to good use by applying it to your life. Always refer to this book when you have the time. You never know when you need them. Let me quickly leave you with a few words before I go. The system in society is designed to ensure people lack the right financial knowledge that will help them achieve financial freedom. For example, the educational system lays little or no emphasis on financial literacy. They teach people to be good employees and earn a decent salary. This won't get many people far. The key here is to get the right knowledge from successful people and decent financial enlightenment, and that's what this book has done. I've shared a collection of principles, habits, and mental models from successful entrepreneurs, investors, and great thinkers. These have worked for me as well as many other successful individuals, and they will surely work for you too. Trust me, financial security is easier and more achievable than you think. Follow what I've shared with you, and it will work for you. Ensure you are patient and consistent with the process, and you will surely see results. Many people have come to terms with working hand-to-mouth all their lives, but you dare to be different. You've chosen to achieve what many people dream of. I am proud of you for making this decision. With the right knowledge and a positive mindset, you can achieve what you desire. You are a step closer to your success now that you have it. Best wishes.